Dave. We all know how hard it is to beat a team twice in a row. You're looking at Ottawa, where you got to get them 4 times in a very short span. Does it get harder with each passing game to get past the team?
Well, every game is going to be competitive, and that's just the way it's going to be when you're playing teams 9 and 10 times a year. Um, you get to know each other well. You go into a game, you have a real good idea how they're going to play. They know how we're going to play, and usually it comes down to whoever makes the key plays at the right time, gets the right saves at the right time. You're going to find a way to win.
You've got another option in net now with Mike Smith. I mean, looking back at the games you played so far, to what extent has goaltending been, the reason maybe you're not where this team wants to be?
Well, Koski's played well for us. I mean, we put a guy in a tough situation. We were playing that many minutes early in the season without any training camp. So he's come in and played well. I think both of our goaltenders played better last year when they were going 2-2 there at the start of the year. They both were fresh. They both played well. So I'd like to get back to a little rhythm of both of them, and hopefully, we'd like to see our goals against come down. That's not all on the goaltender. That's there's times when your goaltender can play better, but there's times when our team needs to play better in front of the goaltender. So that's where we're at right now. Schmidt will play tonight. Hopefully we get back into a rhythm with our two guys, and it'll solidify the position.
Bob Stauffer, 6:30 Chad.
Dave, how much does Mike Smith change the dynamic in terms of easing the workload on the defenseman, and frankly change the dynamic of what you might see out of the opposition in terms of, maybe not as many soft chips and deep dumps in your zone?
Well, he does. That's part of Mike's game, is he plays the puck very well. Probably, you could put him in the top 3 of the league for sure of puck play. So it's a different element to our game that our D has to get used to a little bit. But depending on how hard a team's forechecking or the dumps, he gets to a lot of those pucks, and hopefully he can alleviate some of that pressure.
Ryan Rishaug, TSN.
Dave, how rare is it in what you've seen in your coaching career to have players that you can effectively leave on the ice for, I think it was 5 minutes and 45 seconds of playing time to close out that game with Leon and Connor? And how rare is it to have guys that can do that?
Well, that was a rare situation too. If you look at it, we go into, there's a commercial break coming under 6 minutes. I knew I had that one. We just finished killing a penalty, so there's a lot of times where Draisaitl and McDavid go on together right after we kill a penalty. They were on the ice for almost a minute, and Calgary took a penalty, so we went on the power play, but we had the minute and 90-second TV timeout. So they went another minute and 30-some, I think, on the power play, and you were down 2. We took a timeout, and then the last 2.5 minutes, we had the puck in their zone just about the whole time. We had the one face-off where we changed 3 other players, but I think with Connor and Leon, they, when you play that much in the zone, their puck touches, it's almost like a power play where you're not exuding as much energy, but when they do get the puck, they make things happen. So it was a unique situation the other night. That's not normal by any stretch, but just the way it worked out with timeouts, and between the TV timeouts and our timeout and face-offs, it allowed me to leave them out there.
Also, just something about being as sure-handed as they are, whether they're tired or not. Like, I watched it this morning. McDavid completed all 15 passes he tried to make in that stretch of time.
Yeah, it's incredible, isn't it? And Draisaitl can have guys right on top of him, and he still makes plays to open guys. So that's, you just, as a coach, you look at it and you try to manage your assets as best you can, and those are nice assets to have in that situation.
Jason Gregor, TSN 1260.
Can you update us on Ethan Baird? Are you expecting him to be available tonight? And would you go with 4 righties and 3 lefties?
Ethan Baird won't be available tonight, so that takes care of the second part of the question for you.
Are you planning on sticking with with 7 D-men again tonight?
We've got a couple of injury things we're looking at. We have to make that decision here after the skate.
Gord Miller, TSN.
I was going to ask you what you lined up, Dave, but that kind of answered it for me. I do want to ask you about this. You've used 17 forwards so far this year.
Mm-hmm.
Are you any closer to finding the kind of mix with your bottom two lines that you'd like to see?
Well, we've had some injury issues that have, Haas being out, he came back and played a couple of real strong games. Now he's out again. So, I think it's a different year with the taxi squad. And if you look at it, we have veteran players on our taxi squad, so it allows you to tweak your lineup a little bit. And with eight defensemen on our roster, and then actually 9 defensemen now with Bouchard, it allows you to tinker with your lineup a little bit. And we're working to find those right combinations, but sometimes those combinations can change depending on who you're playing and matchups you're looking for. So it's you're always going to, every day you go into the day, you figure out who you have available to you, and then you try to put together a lineup you think you can win with. So it's a unique year this year because there's more options for coaches to use, and especially when you have a schedule like we are, you might as well try to use the options the best you can.
Small sample size, but what are your thoughts on Evan Bouchard through 2 games?
It's been pretty solid. His puck game is very solid. Just there's some he has to continue to work at his defending and positional play, but he hasn't looked out of place at all. He's been very solid.
Final 2 questions, Jack Michaels and Jim Matheson. Go ahead, Jack.
Dave, just piggybacking on what Gord asked about the bottom 6, was Saturday night a step in the right direction for some of those middle and bottom 6 forwards?
We're looking for some continuity there, but we haven't been able to get it with the injury factor. And we're looking. There's some penalty killing stuff that has to come out of that bottom 6. Nealer's a power play guy, so it's every day is a work in progress. But JJ came in and gave us a solid game. We have to continue to find quality minutes out of that bottom 6.
And the follow-up would be second period in Winnipeg a couple weeks ago, first period the other night. Do you have some blueprints now that you can show your club in terms of finding that consistency you're craving?
Well, we had a long talk about that this morning, just the consistency in what we're doing. And second period, we came out early in the period. We turned over a couple pucks. Between some puck play and some tactical play, we're given some easy breaks against that. Those are just things that we have to be more consistent. And it's not, it's a couple of lapses here and there, and we're giving away great chances. And if you're giving up great chances, you're giving up too many goals, you've got to take some of those chances away. So that's an area that we have to clean up. And like you say, we have done it, but we just have to do it consistently, and that'll be the next part of the process we have to get to.
Last question, Jim Matheson, Post Media.
A couple of things, Dave. Caleb Jones, what has he not done? It seems like he was supposed to be in the top 4, certainly top 6, kicking off the season, yet he's only played half the games. What is he not doing, and why can he not get back in the lineup?
Well, we got Bouchard's a puck mover, and we have guys that we expect to be penalty killers. We've tried Caleb a little bit on the penalty kill, and it hasn't gone as well as we'd like. So we've got Tyson Barrie and Bouchard in, and we need penalty killers with them, and that's what we're looking for.
And Zach Cassian, 2 minor penalties all year. He has to be a little more aggressive than that.
Yeah, we'd like to see him get a little more engaged in games. That's kind of an understatement.